It is Simpsons Sunday. Good early afternoon. Thank you for being patient with me. We're not gonna waste a whole lot more time than this, unfortunately long intro. I've got a little congestion today, so I had to make sure I got my tea with me. It's still very hot, so I'm gonna put it back down. Hello, Karma. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much, and we're gonna get going. As I was saying, elsewhere and earlier, what we did last time, 2 weeks ago, was we got started on our featured painting, and since I had kind of a hard deadline, thanks for the host. And since I had decided to end the stream whether I was done or not by a certain time, I made this first two-part featured painting. And thank you for the host, by the way. I made this my first two-part feature painting, and I decided I was going to do two of these as opposed to the quick sketches. I'm going to do two of these today. So after we're done with this one, we're going to start in on a whole new one. It's going to be full paint. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we're working with here. It's way too dark. I think I'm gonna actually bring some of this in here, but then go with the old yellow gouache. I also plan on being done at a particular time today, but I think I've given myself enough time that I'll be done with all of this before then. And if I happen to go over the time that I planned, I'm a little bit more okay with it this week than I was 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, that's what I was going for. All right. So I hope your week has been good and your weekend's been good so far. It is also Valentine's Day, aka Love Day, in the Simpsons universe. It's probably not the same exact day. The whole point is that it was another made-up holiday. But if anybody's wondering, yeah, getting skin tone is something you're working on. Well, getting the particular Simpsons shade of yellow just right is a little bit tricky. I just want to make it opaque enough here it's looking a little bit, at first it was looking a little bit too transparent. That's not going to serve my purposes too well. Such a particular yellow. Yeah, actually, I don't know if you're familiar with Pantone colors. I talked about this on some friend streams, but there is actually, if you're familiar with both Pantone colors and hex colors, like in the color chooser in most programs, including Photoshop. And there is a hex code for the exact shade of Simpsons yellow, and there is a Pantone number for the exact shade of Simpsons yellow that's used on the show. I'll pull that up in a minute. In case anybody's interested in that particular bit of information. Because shows have different directors and sometimes different animators, there's usually a standardization for things like, you know, of course, character design, but also specific colors. This is most true in animation, but you can find it in most TV shows, movies, that sort of thing as well. Let's see here. Yep, here we go. Simpsons yellow. I'll type it in the chat. It's if you want to see it for yourself, it's FFD90F. Hello, Potter. Just in time for Simpsons Sunday. And I just entered the hex color for Simpsons yellow. It's not the color that I'm using now, certainly, but it's the color it's the digital color that gets used in the show, and I'm sure other places as well. It's the official color. And similarly, Simpsons yellow Pantone. Oh, hold on. RGB, let's see here. And Pantone. Pantone. Yep, that's it. In case anybody was curious, that's my educational moment of the day. Now, back to a thing that I'm actually good at. We'll get I'm not sure how familiar with I'm not sure how familiar we are here in this chat with professional wrestling, particularly 90s professional wrestling. But this was the one Simpsons episode that featured professional wrestling legend, also Canadian legend, Bret the Hitman Hart. His little cameo appearance where he buys Mr. Burns' house. So that's what I decided to start on last week, or 2 weeks ago. We're gonna finish that. Bret's also got a particular shade of pink for his clothing. So we're gonna work on that. See, that's a little bit too light. I added some white to it because the pink that I was using was actually not pink. It was a lot closer to magenta. Hey Luke, how's it going? Thanks for dropping by. It's been a little while. Glad you're here. Hope you stick around. Let's see. Is this too? Yeah, not quite bright enough. I'm gonna add some more pink in here, and some more magenta, just a little bit more, and I think that'll do it. Nope, still not dark enough. At this rate, I probably should have just had the straight up magenta, the straight up, this is called Brilliant Violet. But, let's see. Nope, still on it. I've been here a few streams, just try to watch you, but I never really know when you stream. Yeah, that's unfortunately that's I gotta shoulder the blame for a lot of that because I haven't been streaming as regularly as I have in the past. All I can say is if you follow me, you'll get the alert. You'll get the alert when I'm going live. And all times that I stream are Eastern time, so the I didn't follow it. I'm thinking about the stream. Well, sometimes life gets in the way, so it's no big deal. Like I say, and I've even said this to our friend Karma, who's in the chat right now. If you miss one stream, there's always the next one. So don't sweat it. Coincides with getting ready to sleep, so watching a stream helps me. Oh, that's good. I'm glad I could help. Alright. This is definitely more purple than pink, and I may adjust that. But this is at least good for now, that it's opaque. I thought I spilled some more over here. When that happens. Alright. One of my favorite streamers, nice artist, amazing voice is actually really relaxing. Is it? I'm told my voice is ASMR for cats. I'm told my voice is, I'm told cats actually gravitate towards my voice. I don't know how true that is. If anybody out there has cats who suddenly come closer to your computer or your screen when I'm around, please let me know, because I'd like to know how true that is. I do not have any cats. I'm not exactly a cat person. I'm actually very, very allergic to cats, so I have no idea. I've just been told by some of my friends who do have cats that they tend to show up when I'm around, when they put my stream on. Part cat, maybe. Yeah, maybe. You never know. I'm quite a bit more of a dog person than a cat person, so I wouldn't really know. I don't have any pets. Just get a dog. My dad's died of birth. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So now I have put down some more opaque colors on the characters, on the backgrounds, There's one other thing I'm going to do that's probably going to take up a little bit more time than I wish it would, but it's important. And that's this blank space over here. It's actually a painting of one of Burns' relatives, I would assume, or maybe even of him. It's probably a painting of him. Get you when I'm near furry pets, so hyperallergenic dogs are our only option is our only option. The family's too busy really for pets. Yeah, trust me, allergies and various irritations as they relate to pets are no joke, and it's really unfortunate if you're actually a pet person and you love animals, but you know, your body kind of won't let you have them. It's unfortunate. And you have to try to work around things like that. Sometimes you can, sometimes unfortunately you can't. Curly had a long hair cat when he was younger that he had to find a new home for. I've looked into that sort of thing. I know there are some cats are more hypoallergenic than others. Like I said, I'd never get a cat on my own, but there's always, you know, there's always the outside possibility that that I might meet somebody who does have a cat that I might want to spend some more time with, if you know what I'm saying. So, there's that. Ah, yes, my tea is cooled off. Let me dry some of this off. Excuse me. Yeah, I think it's helping already, actually. It was just mostly it was just a lot of sneezing. I think it may just need to be, it may need to do some dusting up in this apartment. That's probably a thing that's long overdue for happening. And that's leading to my miscellaneous congestion. Also, since it's about, since it's about 20-25 degrees outside, you know, it's 36 degrees outside right now. For you Celsius folks, that's 2 degrees. I've had to keep the windows closed, which doesn't do too much for the air circulation, which starts contributing to the congestion and all that not so great stuff. You asked me about my headphones. I'm gonna have to take them off to take a look. Hold on just a second. Cohen, E7. These were a birthday gift from my best friend this past year. So. Okay. This is what I'm gonna do for this painting. In England has been -2 to -8 degrees Celsius. We're meant to get about 8 degrees Celsius this coming week. I guess that's better. The only reason why it's not colder here on the East Coast is because it's humid and it's probably gonna snow in the next day or two, possibly even by tonight. Otherwise, it would be much colder. Point something out. It might be a little bit hard to see from here, but there are certain places on this page where it seems to be resisting my water here, and it's not the paint isn't absorbing as well in some places as it is in others, and the reason for that is because it's been sitting on the side of my table for the past 2 weeks, literally collecting dust. That's very, very tiny, imperceptible dust buildup. And as we know, dust can come from any number of places and accumulate with any number of different other kinds of particles on it too, including various oils and, you know, what they teach us in science class, or at least in, you know, good science classes. Luke, you're from England. You probably have the dust affects the canvas / paper. I would imagine, depending on what kind of media you're using, it will certainly affect watercolor, because oil and water do not mix. The whole problem is that dust tends to carry, you know, dust is basically tiny accumulated skin cells, among many other things, and skin cells carry oil with them. And oil and water do not mix. So when you try to brush watercolor paint over a spot that has some tiny traces of dust, you're going to get that where the watercolor is going to kind of float on top of it and not really absorb into the water or into the paper. And like I said, that'll be different for other media. If you're using oil paint, it's not the same. If you're painting on canvas, it's not going to be the same. But this combination of watercolor and watercolor paper, it's a problem. It's a problem that I'm going to have to remember to do something about next time. And keep my pages in a much less dust susceptible place if I'm not going to be finishing them off immediately. Yeah, we live and we learn. Will it affect with canvases when you're using acrylic paint pens? Probably not nearly as much as this, if at all. Maybe not at all. It would have to be there'd have to be a significant dust buildup for that to happen, I think. Posca pens. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what Posca pens are, so I can't really answer that for you. I'm gonna put as much detail in here as possible. I don't want to outline. I really rather not outline this at all, but I have a feeling I'm going to have to outline it a little bit, just so that you can tell what the heck it is. Huge canvas. Actually, canvas still has plastic over its huge canvas that your neighbors kind of give. Yeah, my suggestion is if you're painting with canvas or if you're painting with really any surface at all, keep it covered as long as you can, preferably till the very last minute. Keep it covered. It's just easier to manage it and to preserve it that way. And if for whatever reason you have to uncover it and do whatever work you need to do on it as soon as you uncover it. If you need to come back to it and continue work that you have not finished, keep it covered with something. If you follow good karma, because you seem nice. You're taught that you can't judge strangers. I'll vouch for her. Karma's awesome. You will not be sorry for following her. Her stream is pretty chill and enjoyable. So, have no fear. Anyway. Too. I have a feeling something splattered on here because there's all these little flecks of paint on my yellow over here. And I don't like it. Alright, gonna dry this and then we're gonna outline, and this will be somewhat ahead of schedule. Yeah, see, right on. I like to let people learn how I am as a person through experiences. And that is what I like seeing people in my chat following each other. That's part of the whole make friends through art thing that I love to spread as often and as much as I can. So very happy to see that. Very happy to see that. Let's darken this up, especially here. I have a feeling I dabbed this out the other day and just never replaced the color. I want to get as close to the edge of all of these forms as I can. I don't want there to be too much space between them, because when I come back and start inking this, I don't want to have to fill these areas with huge, thick lines. I want that to be an option, but not the only option. Also, I just happen to have this lighter paint in the palette, so I might as well use it all up. Don't mind me. Alright, last bit of drying, then we're gonna ink for real, not for play. Excuse me. Line work will be the death of me. I am actually far more comfortable with the line work than anything else. But that's just me. Everybody's different. I just refilled my brush pen this afternoon, which ran out of ink on me in the middle of my stream last night, which was somewhat annoying. That is not the first time that's happened. I really need to check the ink in these pens more often. And here's how it goes. I'll explain this. I've shown this before, but I'll show it again. Well, that's not good. Good thing I'm wearing black pants. As I was saying, this is a little ink cartridge that you pop into these brush pens. This is the disposable part, and the rest is refillable. So what you have to end up relying on is gravity to sort of for that ink to sort of drain down into the brush part. If that doesn't happen, then you get this dry brushing deal over here that's happening right now because not enough ink has worked its way down into the brush. Yeah, Simpsons Atmospherication, welcome. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you being here. Hope you stick around. What eventually happens with these brush pens is once gravity does take over, then it becomes kind of a combination of gravity and like centripetal force, and then all the ink comes rushing down to the brush end, and this brush gets overflowed with way too much ink, which I expect will be happening sometime around the next time I use these. Some lurking, gotta check some school emails. No problem. We'll hopefully see you again in a little while. But gotta do the school thing. I understand. I'm glad I don't have to anymore, but I understand. What can I use? I thought I still had one of these in here. I think this is new too. Let's see. Yes. Good. That'll do. It'll take me the rest of the way through this, I think. Tired of school. 20 years is definitely too much. Yeah, I did my time in the asylum, aka school. If I ever go back, it'll be for something I actually care about learning, as opposed to getting that stupid piece of paper. Never did me a whole lot of good. I'm sure it has for some people, but not me. And thanks for the follow, Atmospherication. I appreciate it. Hope you stick around. Hope you're enjoying your time here. And, That pen's getting annoying. Let's try a different pen. Problem ends up being that I need a brush pen that's thin but not too thin, thick but not too thick. That's looking better. This particular pen is not always my friend, but today it is. Today it seems to be behaving itself, and I hope I didn't just jinx it by saying that. soon. How do you get your camera to stay right above the artwork? I'll show you the setup if you want. I'll see if I can show you the setup if you want. But I actually have a sort of bendable arm, and right off camera it has a clip on it that I attach to a bookshelf on my wall. The thing about that is I was setting up my Twitch setup while I was moving into this apartment about a year ago. So I sort of set everything up with that in mind, so it was a lot easier. Obviously that's not easy for everybody, but I'll see if I can show you if you guys want. Let's take this camera and turn it, and you can see that's my monitor, where you can see me showing the camera to the monitor, showing the camera to the monitor. But right here, that's my book. This is my little bookshelf. This is the clip for my camera, and this is the arm that is specifically to attach a webcam to. There's a little setup over here, a little rig over here where you attach the webcam, right? And this is my webcam, and you can see in the smaller camera over here. So that's how I set that up, yeah. And like most things, I got the arm off of Amazon. It was not expensive at all. I think it was somewhere between $10 and $15, maybe less. The webcam's gonna set you back some money, because the webcam was I wanted to get a really like top quality webcam, but the arm was very affordable. Yeah, that was essential. Getting the bendable arm, that was essential, especially for how my table is set up. And if you go back and look at some of my earlier streams, the shelf that I have the camera clipped to was not there. I had to clip it to a higher shelf and bring it over, which meant I was limited with how I could angle the camera, and it leads to some weird camera angles and some weird. This was also before I learned how to turn the autofocus off on the webcam. If you go back, this is a good time to plug my YouTube channel. If you search Epic Benjamin J on YouTube, I started archiving some of my older streams. I've got at least 20-something of them up from August of last year, and you can see, I'm using the good camera, but I'm not using it to kind of its fullest potential. So there's stuff out of focus, and I'm using for the first couple of streams, I'm using crappy paint, and I have my webcams clung to my extension cord by hair ties. That's one way to do it. Whatever, it's up to you guys. I am firmly, when it comes to most things, I am firmly of the philosophy, whatever works. I also am a firm believer in using whatever you have to until such time as you can use something better. Like I said, when I started this stream, I didn't have all of the stuff that I'm using now. I had a lot of it because I didn't launch the stream until I had gotten a lot of the stuff set up. And as a matter of fact, before I started the stream, I was doing this on Instagram, and I had very little of these things. I was streaming on Instagram because I didn't have all of this stuff. Some of those, if you go to my Instagram page and see, I'm plugging all kinds of social media before my designated time that I usually do that, but that's okay. If you go to my Instagram page, those videos are still there, and you can see how I struggled with the setup for those videos. And that's before I had any of this equipment that I use for Twitch right now. So once again, like I said, you use what you've got until you can get something better. Because to me, this was for me, my opinion, and what I wanted to do. It was much more important to get the art out there than to wait on the fancy equipment. That's not to say that you don't improve your operation as you go, because that only makes it more accessible to people who want to see you. But at the end of the day, for me, the art is the most important thing. So if I had to get rid of all of this stuff tomorrow, I'd probably still try to find some way to share my artwork with you guys. I might be kind of stubborn about it, but I may be too used to doing it this way, but if for whatever reason I couldn't, I'd find some other way. My friend put out a streamer for use because he wanted better equipment, but you gotta start somewhere. It's about the art. Yeah. Hey Retro Gamer, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming. Yes, it's been a while. Thanks for being here. You're just in time. What an image to come back to. Yes, you were. I'm glad you're here because you weren't here when we started. We actually started this 2 weeks ago on the last Simpsons Sunday stream. I was hoping you'd drop by, because I know you dig on wrestling, and I thought you'd get a kick out of this this particular one. I can't remember. I still can't remember today. Supposedly to date, the only appearance of a professional wrestler on The Simpsons. I don't know if that's changed because this episode came out 20-something years ago. I don't know if other wrestlers have appeared on the show since then, but at the time, this was the only appearance. Of a wrestler of any kind. Could not correct you. I want to say that somebody else from the wrestling world has been guest on The Simpsons since Bret Hart. I don't think it's something. I don't think it's a world that the producers of the show tend to reach out to a whole lot, but you know, I might do a quickie search of that in a little while to make sure. I know it was a good long while. If any other professional wrestlers have appeared on The Simpsons since Bret Hart, I know that it was probably a good long while later after this episode. And I met Rikishi before. Nice. And I know the closest that I can remember is I know Bill Goldberg did a very quick cameo on Family Guy, not even as himself, just like as a random person. That's about it. The only, well, technically, I know a couple of people in the wrestling business, distantly. To really get into that, I don't know if any of you are familiar with New Japan Pro Wrestling. If any of you are familiar with New Japan Pro Wrestling, I actually went to high school with Tama Tonga. He was in the he was 1 year, he's a year younger than me, and we played we played football in high school together. He was good. I was crap, but you know, we were on the same team. Cause his father, Meng/Haku, was actually a booster for the football team, for my high school football team. He was at pretty much every game. He was the guy moving the chains at all the high school football games. So yeah, we all, you know, we kind of came up together in football. So it was a trip for me, finding out that he actually he actually has made a pretty good name for himself in New Japan. We don't keep in touch or anything like that. You know, I haven't talked to him since high school, but that's my tangential wrestling, you know, relation to the wrestling business. Yeah, he's doing good. Look on Simpsons Wiki is I don't see any other names as actually being in the show. Really? So no other professional wrestlers have ever guested on The Simpsons. Yeah, I guess. Like I said, it's just it's a part of pop culture that I don't think. It's a part of pop culture that I don't think people really. That I don't think the Simpsons, the producers of the show, really get into or pursue people for. Yeah, surprised they didn't reach out to The Rock in the late 90s. I'm surprised they haven't reached out to The Rock at all, because at any given time since the 90s, The Rock would have been a big enough star that I would have thought they would have wanted him on the show. I'm actually quite surprised that he hasn't appeared on the show yet. These days, he might even be a little bit too big for the show, but for the longest time, he would have been right up their alley. And I guess we'll see for that, eventually. Simpsons is now firmly a Disney property, and The Rock, I think, is going to be doing, he's still attached to doing Black Adam, which is a DC property, which is Warner Brothers. So I'm not sure if an appearance on any kind of Disney property, any kind of Disney related show is in the future for him anytime soon. I could be wrong. I just wonder because, and thanks for the host, Retro Gamer. I just wonder for the simple fact that the Simpsons has managed to get some obscure people to guest on, as guests on their show in the past. So, they've gotten some downright shocking people to be on the show in the past before. They've gotten, former President George Bush. That was not him. I don't know if he's the episode, the classic episode anyway. That wasn't his voice. That was Harry Shearer doing a very good George Bush Sr. Impression. Okay, never mind. Sorry. They did legitimately get Tony Blair's to play himself on the show, though. So I mean, it's possible. They've gotten some politicians and some world leaders to be on the show before. As I said, it was a great impression, so it catches some people out. That's one of Harry Shearer's better impressions. It's really kind of shocking. I think the only person that's ever done Bush Sr. better was Dana Carvey. I'm going to outline this ever so slightly. gonna be tricky. Do next here is white some of this out. We've gone past 50 followers. I don't know how close I am to affiliate just yet. I still have to nail that ever elusive average 3 followers, which is not always. I mean, it's harder since I'm not streaming. It's a little bit harder, and I'm kind of making it a little bit harder on myself because I'm not streaming on a regular schedule as much as I used to. And I sort of have some question as to whether or not, as to how much good posting my schedule, my streaming schedule on my social medias has really done me. So right now it's just kind of a waiting game, and while the waiting game sucks and I'd rather play Hungry Hungry Hippos, I really don't have a whole lot of options beyond that. Let's see here. This is black. I know I got some new pens too that I showed earlier in a previous stream. Let's see if I can find them now. Because here, warm gray. Here we go. Yes, just what I was looking for. Not too dark, not too light. Don't stick to a schedule now. He's lucky to have a lot of followers and views early on. You're streaming every day, at least a couple of hours. Yeah, that's kind of how you have to do it, really. And as much as I'd like to do that, it's not something I'm really able to do. So, I mean, it is what it is. Even if I had more time, I'm not sure if I'd stream more often. Because for me, I tend to take a lot of time to prepare. It takes a lot of time out of my day to do that, and I'm not sure if that's something that I can do more than I do right now. If such a time comes where I'm able to stream a little bit more often, then I will. Right now I'm streaming as much as I can. Can't stick to anything. Health problems have gotten in the way. Yeah, I hope it's nothing serious. Hope it's nothing too serious. Okay. What time is it? It's 5. I think we're going to finalize a few things here, and then we're going to move on. Just can never guarantee having the energy to be able to stream every day. I certainly feel that. I certainly can relate to that. at least from the standpoint of, you know, the type of preparedness that I would want to have to be able to do that. If you're talking about physical limitations of your own, that may be a bit different, and I can't speak to that. But I like to bring a certain energy. I personally like to bring a certain energy to my streaming, and if I can't provide that, then I'd rather do no stream at all than a bad, you know, half-ass stream. I've done a few of those, and I've never been happy with them, and I've always wished that I hadn't done them. Let's do a medical issue. Understand being able to prepare for stream can take from a stream anyway. Where's the other person? Oh, here it is. So yeah, I'd gone quite a while today without trying to figure out where the hell my brush was. I thought we were gonna have a breakthrough today, but I guess not. Did I splatter so much paint on this thing? Okay. Anything else? Anything else important? Time to show new 1K bit with reward emote. Nice. We got a Mr. Burns emote. I'm dying to be able to do those, man. I got my own Simpsons related emotes that I got planned. Sooner or later. 5K one as well, but that was just fun by using an image I found. That's the Land of Chocolate one, though. That's like one of the best ones. That's one of the best Simpsons images. That's like instant laughter right there. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna call this one done for now. I don't know how happy I am with this painting here, but you get the idea that it's a painting at least. A picture of a pitiful pencil neck geek. I remember an interview that Brett gave about this cameo. And he said for some reason he may have been trying to do a southern accent. Like, I don't think he realized when he was doing the voice that he was playing himself. And he was trying to make it. If you've ever watched Bret Hart on TV, you know you definitely know how. Especially if you grew up watching him on TV, you know exactly how he speaks. And his voice, it sounds like he's trying to do a different kind of voice in his in the cameo that he does on the one episode of The Simpsons. And that's why, like, I'm pretty sure he didn't realize, he may not have been 100% sure when he was doing it that he was playing himself. It was just a thing, it was voiced by an actor, not him. I want to say, like, at the time, the very first time I saw the episode, I didn't realize it was really him. But by the time I got the DVDs, and you know, I'm such a Simpsons nerd, I listened to the audio commentaries, and they confirmed. And then, you know, you check the credits, and yeah, it was really him. It was really Bret Hart. All right. Anything else I wanna touch up here? Probably a million things, but. Once again, you gotta know when it's done. When I first saw the episode, I don't think it was It's a Wrestling. Then I thought it wasn't him. Like, the DVDs were probably the first place that confirmed it for me. Yep. And the funny thing is, I think 99% of the people on the commentary didn't know who the hell he was. I think it was Dan Castellaneta that pointed out who he was, like, that pointed him out by name. And they didn't, you know, have much to say about it beyond that. Unfortunately. Like I said, I think professional wrestling was kind of a blind spot for most of the Simpsons casting crew. Which is evidenced by the fact that, you know, there was never another professional wrestler that guested on the show since Bret. I have to go back and watch that episode again with the commentary. Yeah, I mean, it's only, like I said, it's only the briefest of mentions of him by name on the commentary. I mean, that episode is worth watching for a zillion other reasons too besides that. So, by all means, go for it. Okay. since I watched it. Yeah, I just think it actually has been a while since I watched it, but I'm always down for classic Simpsons. Okay, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a quickie break. I'm gonna put some more tea in this mug. My congestion seems to have cleared up, so it's doing the trick, and I want to make sure it keeps doing it. We're gonna come back, and we're doing another feature painting tonight. Tonight it's all about the feature paintings. Since I did not finish this first one, I'm going to give you 2 today. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Please stick around. I sincerely hope you all stick around. Talk amongst yourselves if you can. There actually happens to be people in the chat today, so you can do that. And I will be back momentarily. Oh my god. Oh my god. Where did you get that brownie? And Simpsons Sunday streams are the only streams where I eat on camera because I can always make Simpsons related food quotes. Anyway. Tea's refilled too. Needs more honey. Do you think you would have had a Simpsons related quote to hand for any type of food? Probably. I am firmly of the philosophy that there is a Simpsons quote for everything, and that includes food. This is a good philosophy to live your life by. There's two things. There is a Simpsons quote for everything, and there is a Beatles song for everything. One or the other, or both. If there's not a Simpsons quote, there's a Beatles quote. If there's not a Beatles quote, or if there's not a Simpsons quote, there's a Beatles song. If there's not a Beatles song, there's a Simpsons quote. Sometimes there's both. Even if you mention potatoes, I have potato soup in my fridge right now that I made the other day because I just think they're neat. Go get it. It was very good potato soup. It was actually like potato and corn, and it was more of a chowder. So for the whole week, I was just randomly, you know, saying to people, "It's chowder." Say it right. Chowder. Chowder. Yeah, forget it. That's like, speaking of, we were talking about dogs earlier. That's like the only reason I would get a French Bulldog is just so I could, you know, I could just constantly say it, Frenchie! Say chowder! And the dog would look at me like I'm insane. Where's my pencil? Okay. Let's see how well this is gonna come out. We want a greyhound, so you give it one of the many names, which would obviously be correct. Yes, I get a greyhound and name him Eat My Shorts. Hey, Eat My Shorts is in the third race. today, for our other featured painting, this is one that I have been wanting to do forever. It is perfect for painting, and I've been dying to try to see what I could get it to look like if I could match the colors. Of course, there are more than just 24 greyhounds mentioned in the episode. Are there? I never noticed. I always thought I figured that was a play on the fact that there's like only because that episode was obviously a parody of 101 Dalmatians, and there's like 7 named greyhound. There's like 7 named Dalmatians in that in that movie. Think you know what this is? I hope so. This far into it, I certainly hope you know what it is. You won't be needed. Yeah, that's because it is Valentine's Day, I decided to do my own romantically themed feature painting. I was totally confident you couldn't see all the line work. Yeah, luckily this is a pretty simple image, so you get the idea of what it is pretty fast. Yes, my Simpsons Sunday streams are designed to reward eagle-eyed Simpsons fans. Full screen to me. Yeah, I was with him in the image. Yep. Can I also say, like, for some reason, Laura Powers has a huge mouth in this episode? I want to say this was before The Simpsons really got the hang of what the attractive woman character design was supposed to be for their show. I'm not sure how true that is, but yeah, it's weird. Skip frames detected. 26% over the last 2 minutes. Anybody noticing any skip frames? Let me know. I'll try to see what I can do. If that's been a problem at all. Anybody's noticed that? Well, there it went. I thought I just saw one. That's not good. Huh. That's weird. That's literally like some of the first times that I've seen that happen. Huh. Sure. Troubles. Oh, that's troubling. Just a moment. Just a moment, guys. It's looking like... Yep, just dropped again. That's weird. Alright. Unfortunately, this is what we're going to have to do, or we're going to have to try to do. Gonna take the face cam away and see if that helps at all. See if that no. Just a second, guys.